Hello, welcome to my channel, Choosing Recovery. I have had quite the story. I started doing cocaine before I started drinking. My mom was an alcoholic. I did not want to be an alcoholic. I knew I would never drink. Wrong. So I thought I would do cocaine. And once I started doing coke, got so addicted so fast, immediately started drinking because it no longer mattered, and smoking. Coke was my drug of choice. Went to rehab when I was 17. After rehab, I dove deeper into my eating disorder, just switching one addiction for another. And then somewhere in there, I think around being 19, I started drinking again. And then I started smoking and doing mushrooms and acid and all that stuff. And I was like, I just want to do hard drugs. And then when I was 23, I was over it. I got sober. I went to AA. It was really helpful for me at the time. I did the steps. I was such like an AA enthusiast. And then around 7 years, I was like, there's just so much focus on living in the past and thinking about all the bad things you did. And like, I just didn't like that mindset. So I stopped going to AA. I've always been into yoga. I got even more into yoga. I thought that was really helping support my sobriety. And then in 2020, so I think I was 9 years sober, I broke my foot in a car accident. Actually, I don't know if that's the math. 2011. Yeah, I think that's 9 years. I broke my foot in a car accident, broke every bone but two, and needed lots of surgeries. And so like my smart self decided, instead of taking pain pills, which I knew caused lots of people to relapse, I'd get my medical marijuana card. That helped with the pain so much. And almost instantly, weed had changed so much from when I was using it back in the day. There was cartridges and so much more potent cartridges. Sprocket! So much more potent cartridges, and I could do it like anywhere and no one would know. And pretty quickly, especially since I was doing it for pain, I would do it when I woke up, and then I would do it all throughout the day, and then I would do it when I'd go to bed. And maybe a few months into it, I could just tell, like, this is addict behavior. I'm not using it the way like a normal person I think would use it. But we were during the pandemic, and I remember being like, I just want to be out of boxes. Like, I don't want to be in the sobriety box, I just want to be free. And life is hard. And like, why do I not let myself have any kind of break, Like, I don't have anything to take the edge off. So I use that a lot to justify, like, I used to just be so hard and I wouldn't give myself any break, but now I get to smoke my weed pen. Fuck. And man, I just don't want to do it anymore. I talked to my therapist about it, and she's like, I don't know if you have to go black and white. Like, you're so black and white. Like, do you think you can moderate? We've been trying to do that, and I feel really like she's telling me I should keep smoking. And then same with my med doctor. I've been trying to, in 2022, I realized I had anxiety, depression, and ADHD. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll give medication like a try. So I've been trying to give medication a try, but I think all of my weed smoking still just keeps me like so sad and spiraling in my own bullshit. So today's day one. I've had a lot of fucking day ones, but what's different about this day one is I made an Instagram account. Now this YouTube account is going to be my weed account. And in the past, recovering from my eating disorder, recovering from drugs, like announcing it to the big wide world of publicness and hoping people I know don't see it because I'm still embarrassed, it really, really helps me. So I just wanted to make a quick video on day one, so I get one up there. Here's day one. Threw away my shit last night. Feeling really good so far. I feel like I don't want to smoke. So it's going pretty smoothly. Granted, it's noon. However, I would have smoked already many times. It's going to be hard when I want to smoke. one of the things that I've been hesitant about as well is it's almost Halloween, and then it's Thanksgiving, and then it's Christmas. I actually stopped smoking weed for 2 months last year, the same time. Don't know why my brain like freaks out so much and is like, this is when you need to be sober. But I was sober through Halloween, I was sober through Thanksgiving, and then I smoked right before my birthday, before Christmas, and then have been in a year relapse. And I'm like, oh, I just don't want to miss Halloween again. And I know it's so stupid, you know, like I remember when I sponsored people in AA, their reasons, like I think you would write a list of like reasons you would drink again, you know, like if your parents died or your kids died or the world ended, I don't know. And I remember sponsors' reasons, you know, when you hear them and you're sober, they just all seem so ridiculous. But here I am, just so like, and I have kids, it's not even like my Halloween party is gonna be popping, you know? It's just gonna be like trick-or-treating. I did a call with the guy from my last joint, which has been a really good resource. I think I spent all last month listening to his podcast while smoking, which helped me just keep one foot in both realms and feel somewhat okay with it. But I had a call with him today, and he was pointing out to think of it as a gain. Like, what am I gonna gain from stopping smoking instead of thinking of what I'm gonna lose? Which I feel like I'm already slightly drawing a blank. Another question that someone pondered for me on the Leaves Reddit forum, that's also been super helpful. I wrote a list, and I'll share it in one of these videos, of all the reasons I want to quit. But then I was saying, like, I still can't quit. I have this list, like 20 items on my list, really good freaking items. And I am still smoking, or I was still smoking. And they're like, well, why are you smoking? It's like, I don't even know. I'll smoke for any reason, you know, just to not feel like myself, even though I don't think the way I feel is bad. It's just like, I would just always rather be stoned, just a little bit. And see, I thought I was always just a little bit stoned because I was just taking like one hit at a time off of my vape. But man, I'd inhale for like 20 seconds and then I'd hold my breath as long as I could, you know, and one little hit could just rocket me off to the world, out of the world. Okay, I need a little emotional support, Daddy. And I heard someone on that last joint podcast, they were talking about how weed has changed. And again, like, if you're watching this video, I don't think you've made it this far, but if you think weed's good and it's working for you, like, it might. So, I don't think everyone has a problem with weed. I think I have a problem with anything that alters how I feel, because I think it's like that fear. I heard this in AA, fear, fuck everything and run. That's just like my internal way of running. Like I would just like, let me just run away a little bit inside myself. But they were talking about how these new vape cartridges, it's like old weed used to be cocaine, and now with these cartridges, it's like crack, and it's like, it makes so much sense how they get it even to like the crystal, you know? Anyways, here's my day one. See you next time. If you're here, leave a comment. Let me know how you are doing with weed. Okay, bye.